Let's look at the false ideas and the lack of knowledge regarding leaving a narcissist or a psychopath. Well, the right thing to do is, of course, to leave the toxic relationship, the violent, the abusive person. But not if you leave unprepared. It can actually make things a lot worse. Pause. If you're about to leave, if you're thinking about leaving, pause. Gather knowledge about what it can mean to leave and prepare yourself for what might come, so that your life will not be destroyed, so it will not go from bad to worse. The other thing is that healing doesn't happen automatically once you remove yourself from the abuser. Even if you go no contact and you have nothing to do with that person, unless you actively work on healing your emotional trauma holistically and with support, you are still going to be a prisoner of their abuse, because they've affected your subconscious mind, your nervous system, and you're still in that red alert mode. So even if they're not there with you in the room, your whole nervous system, body, your subconscious mind is going to still react as if they were, as if you're still under threat. And this is so sad to see. Once you've got the courage to leave and you've got no contact, you've done the things that you're supposed to do. And you hear this, time will heal all wounds, and as soon as you remove yourself from the toxic person, then it's going to be fine. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. And you will notice that even years after, if you don't actually actively work on healing, you're still going to doubt yourself. You're still going to have a low self-worth. You're going to second guess every decision. You're going to justify yourself, over-explain yourself to people. You're going to be scared in situations that are actually safe, and even with people that are safe. But sometimes as well, you're going to attract someone like the narcissist, the psychopath, because it feels familiar, unless you've healed it. So please actively work on healing holistically with guidance and with support. It is fully possible, but you need to show up and do it. The other thing is that a lot of people expect to get help. So once around the nightmare, the torture, you ask people for help or for just to talk with someone. Most people don't understand what you're talking about unless they've actually been in a relationship or have a parent or a sibling or someone close to them being a narcissist or a psychopath. They have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And that is hard as well. You can even be victim of harsh words, false accusations, victim blaming. They don't intentionally mean it, but that's the effect of it. That's a protective mechanism on their part. Then you have the systems that are designed to protect you. It can be the court, it can be the law, the social services, even psychologists, therapists, even women's shelters sometimes. They still don't get it. So unless a person, a therapist, has been in school or has studied proficiently or been in a relationship with a narcissist, they don't fully grasp it. Psychologists have studied some years back. They only learned about the grandiose overt narcissist and only a bit about it, and often only how they work inside a relationship or family, not how they operate out among people, how they manipulate and control and distort things and delay things and confuse things and lie about things outside the home, the family. And they themselves get played, manipulated. So unfortunately, it happens a lot that victims of abuse gets turned in to the crazy one, sometimes even the offender, because the system misreads the whole dynamic, the whole situation. They can misread your trauma response as you're a sort of fishy or unstable person, maybe you're lying, and that calm, professional demeanor from the narcissist as this is a serious, trusting, well-behaved, good citizen person. So they often look at performance rather than this pattern of abuse or these emotional outbursts, insecurities, feelings that arise. Another very common misconception is that the abuse will stop once you leave. A lot of narcissists, they want to keep you in their lives. Either as a way to get back to you, like baiting and love bombing again, to get you back on the hook. And if they don't want that, or that doesn't work, you become their enemy number one, especially if you left them. Or if they left you, but then they see that you are successful or do something good with your life, they want to punish you. And they can become very nasty, sometimes even worse than in the relationship. And unless you know what they might do and know how to interact with them, how to communicate with them, how to protect yourself so you stay safe and sane, you can fall into their traps. Yes, sometimes as well, they drag things on even further and go into a legal battle, can go into custody battle, divorces, things over property, sometimes even things like defamation, accusations of molesting your children or theft. It can be anything. Not because they somehow are convinced that they're right. It's not about that. They want to control you and they want to torture you. That's the sad truth. And it's not tiring for them. They might even be happy to lose money over time if they see that you suffer and you're under their spell, under their control. That's why I wrote the book Narcissism and the Law. The very book that I wish I had years ago when I left a toxic relationship. I left for all the right reasons, but I left in every wrong way possible that you can do, because I was completely ignorant, totally unprepared. I had no idea about all the traps and everything that can happen. I was scared and I was ignorant. And please, I don't want anyone else to have to go through that nightmare that I faced. So this is the book that would have made all the difference for me. And I really do hope it's going to make the difference for you as well, so that you can protect your sanity, your health, your safety, that of your children, of your future, of your finances, of your home. You can read more about it. You can even read the first chapter on my website, narcissismandthelaw.com, where you can also buy it, printed version or ebook. Please be safe. Look after yourself. Be kind to yourself. Work on healing. Work on preparing, understanding, getting back your clarity, your power, and take ownership of your life again. It's fully possible. There are many that have walked the path. Even if you feel like you are totally broken and your life are in shackles, there is still a path forward. I promise you.